Hi, my name is Katie Gutierrez and I'm a Senior Animal Care Specialist here at Brookfield Zoo. Today we'll be here at Regenstein Wolf Woods where I'll be talking about our wolf pack, especially our female wolf, Vivillette. So right now we have 4 pack members. We have Amigo, who's the dad and a dominant male, Joe Jr., who was a pup that was born last year, Vivillette, who was a pup born this year, and then of course we have our female Vivillette. She's about 4 years old and she's got a really cool red coloring compared to the rest of our pack. When Vivillette was a young pup, unfortunately she sustained a really severe right front leg injury. It was a really bad break, and unfortunately with this species, they're a recovery species, so we're very hands-off, and to do any intervention of surgical care would have been very hard for her and to integrate her back into a pack. So the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service deemed it was better just to amputate. Even though Vivillette only has 3 legs, she definitely doesn't let that slow her down. You'll see her running around with the rest of the pack members, especially when certain diet items are fed out. Her favorite right now is either rabbits and some deer carcass. Usually when those are fed out, she likes to kind of run off with those and sometimes stash them for later. So Vivillette has more of a shy personality compared to most of our other wolves. When we come into the yard to service their habitat, we like to make sure that we get an observation on all 4 wolves. Usually we'll see her ears kind of sticking out and then she'll kind of walk away and keep her distance, which is definitely what we want in this species. So here at Brookfield Zoo, they receive a meat-based kibble, which is basically a big part of their diet. They also get a lot of diet items that are natural to their native habitat. So right now they get bison ribs, they get shaved bones, they get deer carcasses every once in a while, and whole prey items like rabbits. While she's been here at Brookfield Zoo, she's been part of the SSP, which is the Species Survival Program, kind of like Match.com for certain animals. So this past year, she was paired with Amigo, and as last breeding season, she's actually had 2 successful litters. Last year, she had a litter of 5 pups. 3 of those pups were cross-fostered into the wild. This year, she had a litter of 7 pups, and we cross-fostered 6 into wild dens. So cross-fostering is basically when we take pups from a zoological facility and place them into wild dens in their native habitat. This makes Vivillette extremely important because she's contributing different genetics into the wild population, which is definitely important to conserving this population in their native range. So my favorite part of working with Vivillette is definitely her personality. When she first got here at the zoo, it was really snowy and we were really kind of concerned how she was going to get through it with 3 legs. And we actually fed rabbits one day and she took off across the yard with no problem, which was incredible to see. If she does have pups, we provide a lot of natural substrate, so if she decides to use the dens we provide, we want to make sure it's nice and ready for her. She actually dug out a lot of that substrate by herself, which is kind of incredible. 3 legs, she still did what she wanted to. She's been a great mom of the last few years. It's incredible to see how her pups have kind of prospered. Joe Jr. was born last year, and right now he just has her markings, and it's kind of cool to see. And Vivillette, who was born this year, is probably one of the boldest pups I've ever seen, which is kind of the opposite of her, but it's kind of cool to see kind of just the difference in how she's managed her pups over the last few years. Unfortunately, Mexican gray wolves are extremely endangered. Right now, there's only about 200 individuals in their native range of New Mexico, Arizona, and around southern Texas. Wolves have a very negative stigma with the public. Everyone thinks of big bad wolves, but this species and even gray wolf species in general, they are very scared of humans. They will run the other direction unless they are provoked. It's the only time there really is a human to wolf conflict if there's livestock involved. So wolves are a keystone species, which basically means that they play a major part in the ecosystem that they live in. Wolves eat prey items such as elk, deer. If wolves aren't around, sometimes that prey species will get overpopulated and decimate the grassland and ecosystem around it, which unfortunately trails down to impact other small animals. And the wolves kind of create a balance so that way there isn't an overrun of the prey population. So to keep that natural fear of humans, we don't feed our wolves any livestock products here, just to make sure they don't acquire that taste of livestock. So if they do possibly get released in the future, they don't go out seeking for that, which limits their interaction with humans out in their native range. When we do go into their yard to give them their diet items, they stay far away from us and just keep a watch from us, which is definitely what we want, especially in a recovery species. Just in case, even if these individuals do not get released into their native range, their pups could. So we want them to keep that natural fear of humans. You can help Vivillette and the rest of our wolf pack by adopting them through our Share the Care program. Thanks for stopping by Regenstein Wolf Woods and learning more about our wolf pack.